Thanks for joining us again on another installment of Psi Friday with Mason. It's late August in 2025, and we're going to start talking about something a little bit sad. Many of you in the paranormal community will have heard about the untimely death of the paranormal investigator Dan Rivera. He was 54. He was starting to get to be fairly prominent. He was a lead investigator for a sort of a ghost hunting outfit in New England, whose acronym might have been NESPR, New England Society for Psychical Research. It's sad. I did not know Dan Rivera. I knew people who did. He was spoken of as a very fine human being. He may have been an American military veteran, which is a plus for someone in my book. But the rumor's been going around that his unexpected, untimely death might have had something to do with a cursed object with which he was associated. Specifically, Annabelle, this haunted doll. And I got a few comments about that. I'm probably going to talk about something different right now. There's a number of different directions we could go here. I mean, I could talk about the power of curses. I could talk about cursed objects. I could talk about the people who popularized this doll. Ed and Lorraine Warren, a pair of demonologists. Yeah, demonologists. They are from Connecticut, and they were fairly big. As big as they got would have probably been 70s, 80s, 90s. And their name is still bandied about quite a bit. I could talk about them. But I think right now I'm going to talk about the effect of the doll. Why is this inanimate effigy of the human form, why is that so spooky to everybody? I mean, we got people that are scared of clowns, and we got films about Chucky, and it's like, why does this grab us? Why do we think, oh, a doll's likely to be haunted? I mean, why isn't this pillow? Why isn't that likely to be? Why do we think a doll might be haunted? I think, like so many things, it goes back to mythology. And I also believe that one of the great interpreters of mythology was the psychoanalyst Carl Gustav Jung. He was a disciple of Sigmund Freud. And Freud, well, we'll talk about him another day too, but Jung is sort of the psychoanalyst of poets. He's admired by artists. And Jung has this idea. He lifted it from the Greeks, the idea of the archetype, the image form, and he expanded it into the direction of human personality. And he said, there's a number of forms that we see a lot in art that really grab us. They hit us right in the core. And some of them are familiar to you. One of them is the clown. It's this human being who's costumed up, and you can still see that it's a human being, but there's something about its form that scares us. And Carl Jung is one of the great minds, certainly in the last couple of hundred years. I do not claim to be a great Jungian interpreter, but I think the reason the doll, the puppet, the clown grabs some people so hard is because it represents a part of the human personality, a part of the human personality that scares them. It's one of the forms of the shadow, that is the dark side of you. And if I'm interpreting Jung correctly, we're not as scared of Godzilla as we are of the werewolf, because we don't really believe in Godzilla. It's giant. But the werewolf could fit in your closet. And the werewolf is another form of the human shadow. But I think the type of shadow I'm talking about involving the clown, the harlequin, the doll, it's so terrifying because it's close to us. It could be us. It's almost like it could be us on our worst day. Now, I am a law-abiding person who would never want to hurt anyone else. And the idea that I could ever totally lose it and, do like a school shooting or something like whatever, that scares me more than anything else. I would rather shoot myself than do something like that. And the idea that we could so lose it that we could do something truly evil to innocent people, I think that's part of the effect of the shadow of one of these dolls or whatever. And I didn't even talk about curses. I know some stuff about that too. I think for now, with a sort of a tip of the hat and a farewell to the investigator Dan Rivera, I will end this episode of Psi Friday with Mason. Hope to see you next week.